Alright guys, so here we are at the end of our second season, just a game before the season ends. I made a couple moves as far as contract extensions, nothing too major. I extended Terry Rozier. I gave him a 2-year extension at $3.9 million a piece. It was actually pretty reasonable. Bismack Biyombo, I gave him I think it was a 1-year extension. I don't know what is going on with that huge looking salary right there. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, he goes down to 1.49 million next year. So he got extended on a minimum. I did try to extend Moutier, but he wanted 15 million a year, which I thought was fucking insane. And I didn't even know he was on the Lakers. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these stats. They're weird. I swear he was on our team last year. So I don't know if we're having like a weird bug or what's going on, but yeah, that's super weird. Anyways, so I tried to extend him, but he wasn't down with what I was trying to give him. So we'll see what we can do with him in restricted free agency. And then Terry Rozier went down for about 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. He's just about healed, so I had to sign Brandon Jennings. He's like a borderline bust. He had a pretty good start to his career. He dropped a 55-point game as a rookie on Golden State. This was before Golden State was the powerhouse they are today. So pretty impressive for a rookie. And then he had that Achilles injury. I believe it was in the playoffs, or it might have been right before the playoffs started, and he was just never able to kind of recapture that momentum he had. Pretty flashy player. And his box score is nice, but he was a pretty inefficient player. Anyways, so I picked him up, and we're about to head into the end of the season. Let's see if we win this next game. And we don't. So we finished with the worse record than last year, 18-64. LeBron is going to be your most valuable player. Mohamed Bamba is going to be your rookie of the year. Posts a pretty decent stat line. Ricky Rubio, 6th man of the year for the Blazers. Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. Hernangomez is your most improved player. That's Willie Hernangomez. Tyronn Lue is going to be your coach. And we're not going to be on any of this stuff. So let's go ahead and advance. Let's just simulate the whole thing. Alright, Cavs win back-to-back finals. At least they went up against the Rockets this year. Looks like Golden State got bounced in the second round. Alright, so your 2019 NBA Finals champions are going to be the Cavs. 2nd year in a row. Let's see the box score. I'm just kind of curious who's on the team. So Thomas, Crowder, C.D. Osman, they picked up Rondo, and Kevin Love. Alright, so the team's pretty much the same. I just want to see if KD is still on the Warriors, but he is not. He does bounce quite often in this game. I wonder if he joined the Rockets. Nope. Alright. So let's go ahead and get into the offseason. I'm going to skip over this stuff. Let's just go right into the lottery. We should have a pretty decent chance of getting the number 1 pick. Let's see how this shakes out. And we get the number 2 pick. Not too bad. Still able to get a pretty decent franchise piece. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the NBA draft. I don't have to do any of that other stuff. I already signed all my staff to pretty long deals. Let's get right into the draft. I don't know if I want to trade the draft pick. Kind of one of the self-imposed rules I'm doing for this is I have to do a homegrown team. I just can't trade my second pick for, like, you know, Gordon Hayward or something like that. So I'm, what the hell, Kostas Antetokounmpo. He's from Australia. All right. Good God, that is such a Kings move right there. Wow. 74 overall. That's all right. That's better for us. Let's choose our prospect. RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett. All right. I'm not too familiar with these high school kids right now. Like, I know Zion Williams, of course. Williamson. I know Bol. Whoever the hell this is. Sean P. 40. Lee Ying. Huh. Let's look at Paul Pressey. All NBA for RJ Barrett. Okay. So Romeo Langford is not nearly as high of a ceiling as RJ Barrett. But we do have Luka coming over this year. But I guess one of them can play the 3. Alright, we're going to take RJ Barrett. Let's see what his overall is. 78. So he's a bit lower than Luka, but he is a lot better defender and athlete. So I'm thinking they should coexist pretty well. I still can't believe the Kings picked Antetokounmpo the second. Cameron Reddish. 76. All right. I don't. Let me see here. So these are the only guys we have on contract. Let me see what I can get for our second round pick. Miles Plumlee, love it. Solomon Hill, it's a pretty big contract. Shoot. Yeah, I think we may end up using that pick. I don't know why we can't sim to the next user pick right now. But I don't want to sit through all this stuff. Bol goes number 4. I'm curious to see what his overall rating is. And he could have dropped in the draft because I turned on the storyline, so maybe he got injured or something. Let's just see what he is rated. So E'Twaun Taft with the sweet hairdo, 73, 75. So it looks like we got the highest rated player in the draft. And since I'm just gonna sim to the end. I'm gonna go ahead and sign the rookies, take care of some player options, and take care of the free agency stuff as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll catch you guys in just a minute. we are done with free agency. We took care of it all in the moratorium stage. And I might be the shittiest GM alive. Check out what I've done. So we brought Luka over, and apparently he's the GOAT because he's at 90 overall. I'm not complaining. We need all the help we can get. RJ Barrett, I moved him to small forward just to kind of round out our starting five. He's at 79. I bumped Aaron Gordon back down to a power forward. He's at 79. I signed Jahlil Okafor to basically an $18 million contract. Another guy who was kind of considered a bust. He actually scored really efficiently as a rookie, but has been battling injuries, and I don't know if his attitude was necessarily the greatest. But we went ahead and scooped Jahlil Okafor up. I mean, this team is kind of short on scoring, so I figure that's a decent way to shore that up. We went ahead and signed Mario Hezonja, another guy who's considered a bust. I actually got him on a reasonable contract, 2 years at about $7 million. And he should help our second unit scoring. He's had a rough go of it in Orlando the past 4 years. When he came out of Croatia, he had a highly touted athleticism and shooting touch. He's kind of displayed that, or at least the athleticism, but he's never been able to consistently stay on the floor. He's also been widely considered a pretty big bust, so we went ahead and picked him up. Hung on to Doug McDermott. I moved Exum back to his original position at point guard, and re-signed Noah Vonleh for $5 million. Terry Rozier, we gave him that reasonable contract earlier. Emmanuel Mudiay, this one kind of pissed me off just because he hasn't really done shit. He has inflated box score numbers just because he was our starter, but he's played pretty poorly, and look at his attributes: perimeter D, a C, mid-range C minus. He's barely average at everything except for playmaking and his potential. So we went ahead and re-signed him just for the sake of this challenge. I thought I'd better do it. He's proving to be one of the bigger busts on this team. Jordan Crawford, we gave him a 2-year deal last year. I touched on Bismack, and we still have Omer from last season. So this is the roster we're going to be moving ahead with. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and jump into player progression. And I may re-sign Anthony Bennett in free agency, but he kind of was pissing me off as well. He didn't show any promise. So beware if you guys are building your own redemption team. Beware of Mudiay and Bennett. They're kind of heartbreakers. And for some reason, Luka went to 89. Aaron Gordon went up to 81. RJ Barrett is at 79. Okafor is at 78. Hezonja 76. Exum went down. What the fuck? Alright, potential. Mudiay stayed the same. Vonleh actually went up. Terry Rozier went down. And Crawford. Alright, our older guys are, pretty much aging as we expected. Pretty much this team rests on these three. What a strange big three, if you want to call them that. Maybe a big four with Jahlil. I'm thinking in a couple years this team may be formidable if I can hang on to all these guys, but we shall see. Alright guys, I am going to go ahead and take care of some of the training camp stuff, and I'll see you in the next not the next season, but the beginning of next season, I'll show you what I did for coach settings and all that stuff. Here we are at the beginning of our 3rd season. I'm going to try to complete this challenge in hopefully the next 2 seasons. If not, I'll consider it a failure, but I kind of want to keep on with this just to at least attempt to win a championship. It's looking kind of bleak, but let's go ahead and check out our game plan. So our starting 5 is Exum, Luka, RJ Barrett, Aaron Gordon, and Jahlil Okafor. 6-man and backup shooting guard is going to be Mario Hezonja. Emmanuel Mudiay moved his ass to the bench. I've been paying him $20 million, so I might as well use him. Doug McDermott is going to be our backup 3. Noah Vonleh is our backup 4. And it's between Omar and Bismack Biyombo, but he's a bit more versed on the offensive end, so that's what we're rolling with there. I bumped up the help defense to 70. This team doesn't have a lot of great individual defenders, so we're going to need to help each other out. Still want to run plays, 60% of, and maybe 50% of the time. We do have some decent ISO scorers now. I'm going to bump zone up to 25% of the time. So we're going to want to run a 10-man bench. How much playing time the bench will get? Let's do that about 50. And we're going to kind of stick with what we've been doing, going with the hot hand. Still going with the Jazz playbook with a pretty international team, as do the Jazz, and they're all like a pass first team. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. First scoring option, I set it as Luka. Second is going to be Dante, and our third is going to be Aaron Gordon. I was thinking about RJ Barrett, but I want him to mostly focus on the defensive end, which I have no problem with. I mean, Dante's a decent scorer, and some of the other guys that we have should be able to pick up some scoring slack as well, like Hezonja and hopefully Mudiay off the bench. I want to run a patient offense. What I've been kind of researching is if your team is shittier than the other team, you want to run a slower offense to give the other team less chances to score on you. So we're going to do patient offensive rebounding. We're going to try to limit transition by having some crash, others get back. Defensive focus, neutral. It's going to change pretty much every night that you're playing. We want to play physical defense, and we want to get those defensive boards. We cannot give second chances, especially with the team that we're rolling with. So that is our coach game plan. And before we start the season, let's go ahead and check out our power rankings. And we made a huge jump from last year. We were 26th. I apologize, guys. I filmed it, but that video file got corrupted, so I just kind of went with what I had. So yeah, last year we were way down here at 31, but here we are at number 9. And where do they have us on the 2K sports? All right, so we're still clear down there, and Mark J. Spears has us at number 9 as well. What is it? So we're number 9 on NBA and Mark J. Spears, but 2K isn't buying what we're trying to sell him, which is fine. You can prove them wrong. And one last thing, I did end up signing Anthony Bennett. We needed to go over 13 players, so I picked up the biggest bust of all time. At least Kwame Brown was like a serviceable player. Anthony Bennett's been just awful, just plain awful. Alright guys, so we're ready to get this season underway. I am not planning on doing any trades. I like the team that we have. So let's I'm thinking maybe we can sneak into the playoffs, but, you know, that's pretty high hopes. We'll find out in just a minute. We are here at the end of the season. We've got 2 games left. We're the 6th seed. Let's go ahead and do a quick injury update for you guys. Moutier went down with a high ankle sprain. It was about 4 to 6 weeks. Hezonia's been out for most of the season. He was actually looking kind of promising, chipping in 9 points a game, but his 3-point clip was pretty darn high. How many games did he even end up playing? Okay, he played 6 games this year. So he's pretty much been out most of the season. Moutier was functioning as our backup 2. But now that he's out, I had no choice but to promote Jordan Crawford to the 7th spot. And our guys are progressing pretty nicely. We're running all low 80s from 5 to 3. Our superstar Luka, 91, and Dante is still stuck down there in the mid 70s. But he's providing some pretty decent defense, and we are making the best with what we have for this team. So here we are. We should make the playoffs. Let's see. Unless something catastrophic happens. Alright, we're good. So we went ahead and made the playoffs as a 6th seed with a losing record. Thank God for being in the East. And your MVP is going to be LeBron. Rookie is going to be Kostas Antetokounmpo. You had a nice line. Ricky Rubio, 6th man of the year. I believe he won that the year before as well. Andre Drummond, defensive player of the year. And most improved is Bogdan Bogdanovic. Alright. And Tyrone Lue, wow, the Cavaliers almost pulled off a 70-win season. That's pretty impressive. Are we going to have anybody on the first? Alright, we have nobody on the All-NBA teams. De'Aaron Fox, wow. And Lonzo Ball. And Ben Simmons. Good God, Lonzo Ball's a 90? Wow, this game it loves Lonzo Ball. Alright, let's check out the all-defensive team. Bogdan Bogdanovic. This is fucking weird. Alright. All-rookie, RJ Barrett, and Luka. I don't see how Luka wasn't Rookie of the Year, but, you know, let's give him some more fuel for his fire. RJ Barrett also was a pretty decent candidate. Zion Williamson and Bol Bol. Alright, interesting. So let's go ahead and simulate. Oh god, this is not going to be pretty. Who's on the Nets? Let's figure that out real quick. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so D'Angelo's their best player. DeAndre Ayton, Rondae Hollis Jefferson, Karis LeVert, Dalen Wright, Bojan Bogdanovic. It's a pretty decent team. Yeah, that's impressive. Even got Zebo coming off the bench, huh? Alright, this is going to be a tough test for our guys, but let's go ahead and simulate. And they beat us in the first game. Oh, thank God Anthony Bennett's back. Let's go ahead and lead the rotation. And because Bennett's back, we still home court advantage from the Brooklyn Nets. Damn it. Come on. Oh, shit. Alright. We're probably out right here. Yep. Alright, so we made our made the playoffs in our third year. With this team, it's a decent feat, but I'd like to see us go a bit further. Let's simulate these playoffs. Wow, the Nets made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Cleveland wins the championship yet again. LeBron is at a 99 overall at the age of 35. Pretty crazy. I was listening to the Dunked on Basketball podcast, and they were saying they don't expect LeBron to be the best player in the NBA in the next, the next 2 years. They don't even think he'll be top 5 in the next 3. I call bullshit on that for sure. Since we made the draft, our pick's not going to be that great. But I will go ahead and see you guys in the draft, and we'll see what we're going to do there. I didn't film the draft. It wasn't too interesting. We had the 19th pick. I drafted this guy, Nikola Balistrieri. He's pretty much a draft and stash over in Italy. I figure he'll be good to bring over eventually, but not at this moment. I didn't want to pay anybody, and Hezonia's rating went way down. So that's what happened at the draft. We are here at the first day of the moratorium, and I'm going to bring our players back. Aaron Gordon, 3 years at $66.06 million. Okafor significantly less at $47.66 million. Dante Exum, we're going to hang on to his cap hold. We could probably renounce the rights to Crawford. I do want to bring Doug McDermott back. And Dragan Bender, I did throw him a contract, but it was just too large to justify when I could get Okafor at, a way cheaper price. And so I renounced Anthony Bennett's rights. I'll probably end up picking him back up, as I always do. But let's go ahead and get past this first day. Alright. I'll take care of this stuff off camera. It might be a little boring to watch me go through all this stuff, so I'll catch you guys at the end of the off season at the player progression stage. See you then. Let's check out what I did. Okay, there's a whole bunch of crap here, but I flipped Terry Rozier for a pair of second round picks, so I could sign Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to a 1 year, $14 million. I mean, he was pick number 2, and he's really never had that breakout year. He's always been kind of injured, so I guess you could consider him a bust. And let's take a look at our roster heading into the next offseason. So we got Luka, RJ Barrett, Aaron Gordon, Jahlil Okafor, Gilchrist. I also signed Alex Len to a pretty cheap contract, and for his high draft pick, he's pretty much been a bust. So I picked him up. I renounced the rights to our buddy Omer Yurtseven. I let him walk so we could get Alex Len. I think that was a pretty decent upgrade. Slav Moutier, we re-signed Doug McDermott, hung on to Noah Vonleh, Dante Exum, Hezonja, Biyombo, and we are pretty much done. Let's check out our player progression. Luka goes up, RJ Barrett goes up by quite a bit, Gordon goes down for some reason, Okafor goes up 1, Gilchrist up 1, Len goes up 2, Moutier. Exum went down. Shit. Oh my god, Hezonja went down. Alright, this is going to be challenging. Biombo keeps going up for some reason. Kind of interesting. Alright. Let me do one thing. Never mind. Alright, let's... I'll take care of all this stuff. And I will see you in the beginning of the next season. I'm going to pick up Anthony Bennett. Just because we're back. The start of the season of our 4th season in this expansion league. I went ahead and adjusted the minutes. So we're actually going to be starting Moutier, Luka, of course, RJ Barrett, Aaron Gordon, Jahlil Okafor. Pretty much the same, we just swapped Moutier for Exum. Our 6th man is going to be Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Alex Len, our newly acquired center. McDermott's still going to be locking up our 3. Jeremy Lin is... I picked him up on a minimum. Not that he's a bust, he just keeps getting injured. And I had a bunch of... I had like $2 million left in cap space, so I just gave him a contract. Vonleh, we're going to roll with him being our backup 4. Exum and Hezonja, their ratings keep plummeting for some reason, so I'm giving them each a couple minutes a game. Bennett, I did pick up Biombo, will be a nice insurance if Len does go down. And same as last year, we're going to play a lot of help defense. We're going to run plays pretty often. Actually, I'm going to bump up our zone usage to maybe 35. And we'll go with the hot hand. Still going to rock the Jazz playbook. I went with Luka as our first scoring option, Jahlil Okafor as our 2nd, and RJ Barrett as our 3rd. Still going to rock a patient offense, and yeah, we're pretty much keeping it the same as last year, except for our scoring options have changed a bit. Let's go ahead and look at our power rankings. So NBA.com has us down there at the 8th, which is pretty nice. 2K never seems to give us too much love. They have us at 31. And Mark J. Spears has us at 8. So take that for what it is. We made the playoffs last year, but we did have a losing record, so maybe 2K's onto something. I don't know if we should be that low, but, you know, we shall see. Alright guys, I'm going to simulate the first month, just so we can kind of get a taste for what our season's going to bring. And our first game, RJ Barrett goes down with a sprained right foot. Luckily it's day to day. I'm feeling kind of lazy, so I'm just going to give Hezonja his minutes. Good God, that's a lot of minutes. Okay, whatever, it's just a couple games. Alright, RJ Barrett, sore right foot day to day. Let's leave it for now until he's healed. Damn it. And here our season is starting to get derailed already. I didn't think we'd have to resort to this, but Anthony Bennett is actually going to be getting 11 minutes. Should I just play Dante at the 4? That's what we'll do. We'll just run some weird lineup. And I'm going to put RJ Barrett back in just because he, even injured, is better than Hezonja. But he's on fire, so sorry, Dante. Alright, there we go. Simulate this game. Good time to put him back in. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. Hopefully Vonleh comes back. If not, I guess Hezonja is our new backup 4 for now. And RJ Barrett goes down again for 60. Fuck me. Playing him too many minutes? I am not sure. I'm gonna bump Hezonja. Yeah, this will do. Alright, so RJ Barrett's out for quite a long time. But we're still keeping on. I think we're riding Luka's coattails pretty darn hard, but you know, do what you gotta. And we're starting to fall back to earth here, 10-5, 10-6. Jeremy Lin's not even really playing, so good. And he's healed. Oh, come on, we gotta beat the Blackhawks. Alright, after our first month, let's see how everybody's doing. Luka's tearing it up. RJ Barrett had a good, 2 games. Moutier's doing alright. Hezonja, about what you'd expect. Aaron Gordon, Jahlil Okafor. Everyone's having identical seasons to last year. Very, very similar. Let's check our power rankings. So we're number 3, number 10 on 2K, and number 3. Alright guys, so here's a glimpse of what our season's gonna bring. I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. And hopefully we make the playoffs, and hopefully we get healthy.